Yo guys, what is up? In this video, I'm going to go over my thoughts on Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, Battlefield 2042, and Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker expansion. I've streamed all three of these games over on my Twitch. If you aren't followed, the link will be on the screen. And if you want to see highlights from these streams, the link to my stream YouTube will be in the description below. I'm currently uploading pretty much highlights from my Pokemon playthrough right now, and that's set to go through all this week and into next week. So there's plenty of stuff being uploaded, pretty much uploading on a daily basis over there right now. Anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and say that if you want thoughts of 2042, it will be the last game I go over, as I have quite a bit to say about it. So let's just go ahead and talk about the other two games. Start with Pokemon. The Diamond and Pearl remakes, absolutely brilliant. I love them. I love the art style. I know people were bitching that they wanted Shield and Sword style graphics, but Chibi style I think fits Pokemon perfectly. It reminds me of classic Pokemon. I think that's how those classic games should be. I didn't like the art style in Shield and Sword. I think it looks like shit, and I'm glad they went the route they did. As for gameplay, I'm glad they didn't go back to the Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee style gameplay, because that was, I didn't like it as much as I like Gen 1. The Let's Go style just does not appeal to me at all. I like the classical style better, and I'm glad to see that the Diamond and Pearl remakes went with just a straight up remake instead of, oh, let's tack on Let's Go bullshit. Now, I did complete the game in like 24 hours, which is like the fastest I've ever beaten a Pokemon game, and I was a bit under-leveled at the end outside a couple of Pokemon, which I had traded for. But I do have to say that Cynthia still gave us some trouble. She's still as hard as she was. Me suck. Cynthia's still as annoying as she was in Platinum. Her damn Garchomp, man. Pain in the ass. And I will be uploading my whole Elite Four run to the other channel. And I think you should really check out the Cynthia battle. I think it is the most intense battle I've had against an NPC in a long ass time. Now, the game itself, I've said Pokemon should be harder. I did lose a couple of battles to gym leaders and to Team Galactic, but that's mainly because of my team. Like, the diversity got lost on me. I think instead of going with Turtwig, I should have went with Chimchar, because I wanted to use Pokemon I've never used before. I never used Chimchar before, and we could have really benefited from having some sort of fighting type on our team. Instead, we ran into mixed ground type Pokemon, so I mean their typing was pretty meh. And not only that, Sinnoh has a very huge lack of fire Pokemon. I could have went with the Magmortar, but I used Magmortar in Platinum. Didn't want to use them here, so that's why I didn't go that route. And I went with Houndoom, even though I've used Houndoom in Gold. But again, he was really the only other option we could have gotten. So Houndoom, Magmortar, Houndoom obviously to me was the better choice because he's double typing and had access to some better dark type moves. But moving on, the team I ran with was Torterra, Houndoom, Whiscash, Luxray, Mismagius, and yeah, the last one's leading me right now. Amazing. I was just playing last night too, but it's whatever. Oh yeah, Crobat. So that was my team. The original team I'd laid out, like 4 out of the 6 Pokemon were exclusive to in-game, so I had to change it. That's what I ended up with. Honestly, if I would have thought about it, I probably would have went with Chimchar and gotten another grass type. I don't know what grass type I would have used, but that's probably what I would have done. As for the game, like I said, it was really fun to play again. And just to go through the story again was absolutely fun and incredible. It reminds me of just how great Team Galactic really is. Their voice lines were great. And as you're going to see in some of the stream highlights, some of the some of the dialogue really cracks me up. Never changed, Pokemon, never changed. But anyway, if you're looking to buy Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, I say absolutely do it. It's worth the time. And the 24 hours to quote-unquote beat the game, that is to beat the Pokemon League under-leveled. So, I mean, there's still a whole lot to do after that. I mean, I'm playing right now. I just started doing the Battle Tower last night. So, there's still a whole lot of stuff to do. I still want to breed some Pokemon. And if they add Wonder Trade, I'm going to be doing a Wonder Trade meme stream. We're going to be giving away a bunch of Magic cards to a bunch of lucky people in hopes of getting something cool out of Wonder Trade. So once Wonder Trade gets added, I think my playtime will go up exponentially, because when I did Wonder Trade on X and Y, I think that's all I did for like 100 hours was to breed Pokemon and see what I could get from Wonder Trade. So keeping an eye out for whenever, if they ever add Wonder Trade to Diamond and Pearl. Moving on to 14, Endwalker came out Friday for early access, and we hit level 90 after, if you take the breaks out that we had, we streamed Friday and Saturday, roughly about 16 and a half hours. If you cut out the breaks on those streams, I think we hit level 90 in about 14 hours through cutscene skipping and just doing the MSQ. We had to do a couple of Aether Current quests, and we helped a friend do a dungeon, which was nice because we got the experience so we could keep doing the MSQ. So, honestly, if you want my thoughts on the story, you ain't gonna get them because I don't pay attention to the story in 14. I know that pisses some people off, but you know what? I play MMOs for the end game. I don't pay for the story. So, in the end game in Final Fantasy, it's just that classical. You do raids, you get gear, you do other stuff, you have fun. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to hit level 90, so I go back and do what I've been doing for the last few years and AFK and Limsa and not do anything. But, in all honesty, these zones are absolutely nice, absolutely amazing. They look really good. I think the dungeons were a lot better than Shadowbringers dungeons. There's a couple of throwbacks to some older stuff in the game, which I won't spoil, but honestly, level experience wasn't that bad. There was a couple of moments of rage with some solo instances. I think they played a bunch of Metal Gear Solid before they made the MSQ, because there's a lot of stealth-like solo instances, as well as stealth-like quests, which I wasn't a fan of at all. The new, you take people with you to visit places, was not a fan of at all, because it really slowed us down on leveling. Like I explained on the stream, I'm all about efficiency, and having to take an NPC and walk. I can't mount, I can't teleport, I have to walk from one spot to another. Just, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the whole RP shit, and I mean, it just slowed me down, didn't care for it, and you lost your NPC if you sped up past their cap speed. So, wasn't a fan of that. Wasn't a fan of a lot of the quests, actually. I mean, day one, I think after about 5 hours, I was pretty just mentally out of it, and then day two went a lot better. We had one toxic dipshit in the trial because it kept dying, and the elitist community in any MMO is just filled with dog shit. So, I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, is it worth it? I do think so, but right now the game is going under a whole lot of server stress and server issues with logging in, especially in peak times. Like, I spent all day Sunday, which I wanted to spend my whole day doing Aether Currents and leveling stuff. Couldn't even play. I went to go shower. I went to go get back on like 10:30, and I couldn't get back on. I got aired 2002 all day. So I just said, fuck it, I'll just go do something else. And they, as of this morning, have said they're going to be doing maintenance on the login servers to fix some issues. So hopefully, fingers crossed, a lot of those server issues are alleviated and more people can play. But going forward, like I said, I'm an in-game player. more for the raids and the trials and stuff like that. And the trials in this expansion were really, really good. Really enjoyed them. Really unique, actually. A lot harder than Shadowbringers trials, so I'll be very interested to see how they do on stream. As for raids, I'm very interested to see how they do the raids this time around. I hope we don't have a bunch of rehash content like what we had in Shadowbringers. So, again, I highly recommend Endwalker. I mean, $40 for an expansion is kind of typical nowadays, or however much it is. Honestly, it's worth it, especially if you're big into the MSQ, you want to know what's going on. I mean, if you include like cutscenes, you're probably going to spend more time on it than I did, which honestly, you'll probably double the time I spend watching cutscenes and all that stuff. So, now moving on to the big topic for this video, Battlefield 2042. What do I think of it? I've been asked this by a couple of people ever since the game came out. I had the game for early access. I spoke highly of the beta in a video after the beta ended. So the real question is, what do I think of it post-launch? And man, let me tell you, I'm going to break this down patch by patch, because that first week of early access was absolute dog shit. One gun worked, as the PP29. You had the revive bug. Hit registration didn't work with shit. Hovercrafts were broken. And when I say broken, they were just ridiculously strong. What else got nerfed? The 540 Nightbird was insanely broken as well. And it got nerfed, so that's good. You could glitch underneath the map, like you were driving around in a vehicle. Like, I actually have clips of it I haven't uploaded yet. But you could glitch. Like, we were driving, and next thing we know, we hit a bump, and down into the map we go. Some 4,000 meters into the earth. And the only way to get around it was to redeploy, and eventually, I'll upload that. But, yeah, Bloom. That was the big issue, and that got fixed in Update 2. Well, not fixed, they're still working on it. There's still stuff to be done to it. But, yeah, after Update 2, which was the Bloom update, and the Hovercraft nerfing update, the game felt a little bit better. Honestly, I had to change my playstyle up because I was so used to not being shot from other people because they're trying to use stuff like the M5 or the AK or stuff like that. I had to change how I played because now I was getting lit up by everyone that saw me. So it was very frustrating after that patch to go and play because, like I said, I was used to being able to get away from people. I was able to live. The time to kill was a little bit higher because weapons weren't working right. So, I mean, yeah, it was a very frustrating few days, but we got used to it. We adapted. The hovercraft nerf was nice. The 540 nerf was nice, but at the same time, the M5C bolts, since people were finally get levels, started coming out as broken and OP, and it still hasn't been patched as of this video, but they are planning on nerfing it in 3.1, so that's a good thing to hear. And Update 3, which was the biggest update yet, fixed a lot of bugs and stuff like that, but honestly, hit reg is still broken because there's a few times on stream last night. I think I was playing yesterday, I had a lot of shots not registered when I was using the LCMG, so I think there's still a lot to be done. Hit reg still needs to be fixed. They said they know what's wrong with it, and they'll be working on it, but they also did say that it would be completely fixed in update number 3. So with that being said, my overall thoughts on the game. It's not bad, but it's not great. There's still a lot of work to be done. I feel like controller has way better hit registration than mouse and keyboard. I feel like controller is way more accurate than mouse and keyboard. And Enders actually released a video saying that controller has less recoil than mouse and keyboard, and that could actually be a thing. So there was the fiasco with Update 3 where they broke horizontal mouse inputs. I actually have a video on this channel on how to fix that, which to me I actually tweeted at DICE saying, if this was controller and the sticks were broken horizontally, you would hotfix it. But instead, mouse and keyboard just gets told, fucking delete your ProF save file and redo all your settings. And then someone actually figured out, hey, there's this line of code that doesn't need to be here. And then DICE is finally like, okay, do this, don't delete your ProF save file. I don't know, it's just baffling to me. On top of that, you had a bunch of people, well, not a bunch, but we had the lead guy over DICE leave. We had a few people leave DICE, and honestly, it seems like from rumors I've heard that Battlefield's going the direction of Battle Royale. Supposedly, rumor came out that the next Battlefield game will be a hero-style shooter, and honestly, to me, that just basically says that first-person shooters, or the mainstream, anyway, are basically dead. But that's neither here nor there. That's not 2042. Honestly, my thoughts on the game as a whole, the maps are absolutely dog shit. You can tell they were set up for Battle Royale. Take Breakaway, for example. Trying to get from B to A trying to get to A in general is just a fucking shit show in and of itself. There's no cover to get there. A is like an island, and if you can get to A to cap it, it's going to take half your team just to cap it. And when half your team's capping A, their team's probably back capping all your flags. So, the maps, in my opinion, are absolutely atrocious. There's only a couple I like playing, mainly Orbital, Manifest, Kaleidoscope sometimes, depends on the team, but outside of that, Hourglass and Breakaway are some of the worst maps I've ever played. Hourglass is infantry. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck, because there's only one spot where infantry really shines on Hourglass, and it's at the stadium. And yeah, getting to the stadium in of itself is a pain in the ass to begin with, and people are starting to figure out all the nooks and crannies in stadium to keep people out. So, honestly, here lately, I've just been picking up a sniper or SVK and starting to really use vehicles to get around Hourglass. I haven't done that with Breakaway. Breakaway's still quite enjoyable at A and B, but it seems like on these maps, if you're an infantry player, you need to find the flags that work for infantry. And I found that out quite the second day of early access. I was telling my friends about it. Hey, I'm doing well here on these flags instead of trying to play these flags. Honestly, if you're an infantry player, if you want to know the spots, that's my secret. And I ain't telling you the spots because I don't want to give out that kind of information yet. But anyway, weapons, LMGs feel like dog shit. I was trying to use LCMG on stream last night. It takes way too many bullets to kill. And I even went over this, LMGs, you could be ooh, why don't you just stay in one spot and just mow people down? And, past battlefields, that'd be a great idea, but in this battlefield, that's how the maps are laid out. It makes no sense to do that because, let's say I hunker down on the building between B1, B2 on Manifest, right? Well, here comes a helicopter that's going to just blow it up. If it's not a helicopter, it's a tank. If it's not a tank, it's someone coming in with a hook shot, kill my ass from the back. So, I mean, there's just way too much going on to hunker down, in my opinion, in camp. And people were saying, oh, you can't run a gun at Battlefield. It's a bunch of bullshit, because you can. Yes, you absolutely can. And I feel like moving in this game is a much bigger priority than past Battlefield games. As for the specialists, honestly, I don't give a shit about the specialists. The only one I kind of fucking hate is the sentry gun dude, because the sentry gun, that thing is broken. It literally kills you in 2 to 3 shots, whereas the Robo Dog takes forever to fucking kill someone. Sentry gun, honestly, in my opinion, needs to be nerfed. And I'm surprised more people haven't been calling for its head, because honestly, it's kind of dumb how strong it is, because even an M5 recoilless shot to it doesn't kill it. And to me, that's just dumb. And it has like fucking aimbot, and I hate it. I think it should be nerfed. I think it's too strong. You should not have wood specialists have an ability that's that strong, in my opinion. Anyway. But for the most part, specialists, in my opinion, aren't that bad. I would like to see that the barriers, or whatever the fuck they're called, get nerfed a bit, because they're a little bit too strong. They take too much shit to break, and just trying to counter snipe people who lay behind them is a pain in the ass too. Outside that, I think specialists are fine, in my opinion. I know people are going to cry about it, how classes are gone, but I'm still getting revived quite a bit. And honestly, it's Battlefield. If you played any Battlefield in the past, you know how people are when it comes to reviving. People get so entitled and, oh, there's so many teammates walking past me, why don't they revive me? Well, obviously, if you play past Battlefields, you know people play Medic for their own reasons when it comes to selfishness and wanting to self-heal themselves, and that's why I see people playing Medic now, is just for the self-heal, so. Yeah, moving on. Flag cap radiuses need to be one set flag cap for every fucking flag. A1 on Hourglass, I think, has the smallest flag cap radius in the whole fucking game, and it's absolutely insane it's that small. Because it's such an open flag. D flag on Hourglass is a huge fucking radius. B flag is not a huge fucking radius. They're pretty much like the same in terms of layouts. Why not just have your flags have the same fucking cap radius all around the board? That would make the game a lot more balanced, in my opinion. So, like, capping some flags, you're like, well, damn, I've got a lot of space over here. Then capping other flags, you're like, damn, I don't have a whole lot of space to work with. It's dumb. I hate it. I think they should have changed that. I think every flag should have the same flag cap radius. That also leads me to this point, which is starting to leave my head though. Whatever. Fixed flag cap radiuses, god damn it. But outside that, they are actively fixing things. I mean, it's DICE, it's Battlefield. These games never launch perfect. These games always have their issues. They will always be a game where you want to wait 6 months to a year before you buy. I remember I did not buy Battlefield 4 on launch because I didn't really enjoy the beta that much. Because there's a whole lot of issues. I'm glad I did, because I bought it like 6 months later. And I had the time in my life. That's kind of the same thing here. If you wait 6 months, the game will probably be in a whole lot better shape than it is now. Before I wrap things up, Portal, which is supposed to be the saving grace of this game. Right now, I talked about this on stream last night as well. Portal is nothing but fucking hardcore servers, and it's absolutely stupid. If this keeps up, Portal honestly is going to be dead, and no one's going to play it, and no one's going to use it. So, oh, another thing. Not having domination for these maps, not having rush for these maps, which they've actually got a playlist going right now for Portal, but it's like 16v16. It's not really enough for my taste. Honestly, I like to see 48-player rush, 48-player domination. That would be absolutely amazing. TDM. This game only launched with Breakthrough and Conquest, and it was up to Portal to do the other stuff, and all people did the first 3 days was XP farm. So, I mean, Portal, in of itself, if they don't fix surrounding issues, or they don't give people the, like the freedom to do what they want in Portal's gonna die, and 2042, by the time the next Battlefield launches, will probably be a fucking ghost town, because with the way people are talking about it now, they honestly probably won't go back to it. As for Hazard Zone, I didn't even touch Hazard Zone. I don't give a shit about VR style gameplay, and I've said this before. I think Battle Royale is really killing first-person shooters. Some games that work, some games that don't. And the games that it don't work on, they should not even try to do it, such as Battlefield. But, people, not people, but corporations are going to hop on this bandwagon to make as much money as possible, and the hardcore fans are going to suffer because of it. And honestly, that's 2042 in a nutshell. It's basically, fuck the hardcore fans, fuck even the casual fans. Let's go after that mainstream crowd who's going to buy the game and play it for a month and then drop it because we got their money, who gives a shit. That's what I see with Battlefield right now. Battlefield's current state, honestly, if the hero-style Battlefield is the next Battlefield, I think that they're going to lose a lot of faithful fans. And I've heard rumors that the old DICE team that did like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are making their own game, and it's most likely a shooter. And if it does well, hopefully it won't be like Titanfall. Hopefully it will be like it'll get traction, whereas Titanfall didn't get traction at all, unfortunately, because those two games are absolutely amazing. Hopefully it gets traction and it overtakes a lot of the FPSs out in the market in the mainstream. But if you want my opinion on the game, if you should buy it, I'd wait. I'd wait till sometime like tax time to buy it, because usually that's when the game is a lot more polished than it is now. It's getting there, but there's still a whole lot of work to do. And I hope the maps that they release going forward, honestly, are more traditional Battlefield-style maps with lots of cover. Honestly, I'd love to see them put the Portal maps into the All Out Warfare playlist as well. But this video's getting kind of long. Kind of want to give you guys my thoughts on stuff I play. I've said this before, try to do like a monthly video or whatever. But if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow my Twitch, my other YouTube, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.